So we are currently focusing on the dialogue. We're also doing some enemy skills, and we've also got to do the player skills too. Those are kind of our goals at the moment. And I attempted to write some dialogue yesterday, but my mind was blank, I have to say. But I've thought of some ideas today, and I might want to ask chat a question at some point. One really cool thing I've heard is that Twitch is going to be apparently introducing polls into the streams. So for the very simple type of polls, I'll probably make use of that when it's just something you guys can just have a vote on. Because we currently kind of do that in the Discord, but we also do have the community submission polls. So we'll keep those ones on Discord because there's no other way really to submit your own idea as well as that. But for simple polls, that sounds really cool, and we'll see how it is. Apparently it's launching this month. We'll see. Thought it would fit with the stream pretty well. I've been trying to do Devtober, a little Dev in every day of October. No luck. Oh no. There's also Inktober, isn't there? And then next month it's NaNoWriMo. Lots going on. Good luck though. I hope you do hope it all goes well. Inspiration might hit you soon. Wish you the best of luck, Scott. And Binary, how are you doing today? It's good to see you. Okie doke, guys. So, right, I'm going to just get the Instagram page up because this is where our story is on. I've disabled comments. Mwahahaha. No one can say anything now. If they want to say something to me, talk about the game, I can come in the stream because that's what it's all about. It's a stream thing. So, okay. So we're still kind of on this bit. We have to get a sound effect of a scream. That's one goal. I was on a website, a free sound website, looking for sounds for screams, and some of them were so cheesy. It was hilarious. I found one that was pretty good. That actually isn't too bad. So I might use that one. I'll show you guys. See what you think now. I might have to mute the music though when I do that. yeah, good luck. Let's wish Scott luck, guys. Doing good, knee deep in UI stuff. It's my least favourite thing about game dev. Well, it should be my favourite, being as I did graphic design, but no. I personally just love, my favourite part about game dev is just doing, going in little bits and doing it all basically. Just doing different things and putting something together that works and is awesome. That's a real sense of achievement. And I felt like that last night actually, because guess what I got working last night? Get the game back up. I'm gonna have to get a test play, so let's do a test play. I kind of got it working anyway. So it's going to take a couple of moments probably for the test play to come up because it takes its time when I've also got OBS running. Open Gamer has some good free sound clips. Oh yeah, that was one website I was on. I was on that one, and I think freesoundeffects.com or something like that. And that it was the free sound effects website that actually ended up having a scream that I didn't mind. There wasn't actually many female screams on the Open Game Art website, but I think it's pretty cool, and I will definitely be using that in the future for sound effects and maybe even art assets if there isn't any on the RPG community website. That would be pretty cool. Okay guys, so I'm just going to switch to a test play screen. Right, we got a few different save points at different spots. We'll go to the Lakefall one. I'm not googling female screaming, that's how you end up on a list. Oh no. Well, I already googled it this morning. Does that mean I'm on the list now? Oh no. The police are gonna come knocking on my door. Right, guys, so this is what I got working. Let's get the menu up. So, if you were here on Monday's stream, I think it was Monday's stream, we were kind of focusing on skills and chatting about skills in that stream. I mentioned what sort of mechanic we're going to have for learning skills in this game that would be interesting. And because this is a class-based system, all the playable characters will have their own class. I figured a skill tree sort of class-based system would work quite well, and I found a plugin. I gave you guys a little quick preview of it with some images. And I heard that it was super complex to set up. And but I gave it a go last night. I tried to get it up and running, and there was a few little bugs. And I thought I wasn't going to get it working, but it actually is working. But it's far from finished, but at least I've got it set up. So basically this is what happens, and ignore where it's got Saint and Holy Saint. The reason why it's got that there is because the default plugin has Holy or Healer as their skill tree specialism, so those are the defaults. I still have to change it so it's for Warrior, but we haven't yet thought of the Warrior skills. But basically we'll let us edit it visually, so we can pick the colours and hovers we all want and that. So I'll probably do those myself. Probably give it a sort of light blue hover, because that's kind of the Raindrop Chronicles colour scheme and UI. That's what we've got in our battle UI. And when you click it, it lets you click unlock the skill, and it's not set up yet. Still got to do it, but at least it's working. Like, it's actually there. You can get it up in the menu. And I had a little problem for some reason. I did try and update the skills, and it didn't update when I loaded the game. So I posted on the support forums, and the dev messaged me back, and he says he hasn't got that feature yet, but he wants to add it. And he's very responsive. Like, he responds within less than a day. So I feel comfortable using this plugin, because he's clearly very much working on the plugin, and if there's any ever issues, he'll be there to answer them. Roger, keep up the good work. Thank you, Silent. How are you doing today? So good to see you. Let's hope no one dies around you. You will be suspicious suspect number one. Well, hopefully we don't get some police knocking on the door and taking me away during this stream, guys. How horrible would that be? Okay, update log from yesterday night. Race base stats I do is done. Boards are done with base. Bonus resistant weakness and base MP and HP. Akira, I looked in your stream yesterday. I couldn't speak because I was in and out the room, so I didn't really get a chance to sit down and be able to talk and chat or anything. But I did see the screen while I was lurking, and I saw that you got this little table of all the classes and stuff, and I think it's really cool. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. Thanks for doing that, Akira. Be awesome. And I'll keep an eye on it for sure. I'll have a little look and see what because you seem to have a good idea of how it works. You're probably actually better than me at it, so I appreciate it. It's always good to get that bit of help, and with it being a community project, that's helpful too. So okay. So we got the skill tree working, so I just wanted to show you guys that today. That was the first thing I wanted to show. We'll focus more on the skills and the skill tree either tomorrow's stream or next week. We'll see how it goes, because I kind of really want to get the dialogue and get the cutscenes and all that bit done as soon as possible really. But skills isn't very important to get done as well. What is this game without skills, right? But mainly for Warrior and Hunter, and then Vampire afterwards as well. Oh, hi, Jesus. He looks just like Jesus. I picked the perfect Jesus out of all the assets. First is the Does a fairy at the same size as human second more suggesting Beastmaster is more of a special agent for Summoner? It could be better to have only the Summoner and Beastmaster has a skill tree. You think, like, merge them together, Beastmaster and Summoner? I mean, that we could do that too. I mean, don't forget though, Akira, those classes will only be in the game if somebody fills in a character form and picks those classes. Somebody might never pick them, and then they'll just be there and never be in the game. But over time, you never know, like over the months, there might be people who hit the 500 raindrops and want to be a playable character and pick those classes. So I guess we'll see, I guess. But it's great that you like preparing so in advance for it anyway. But yeah, we could merge them if they're similar, because I do definitely want the classes to be very distinct from each other ideally. And as for the fairy, it is the same size as the human. Yeah, if you look at Finchfish's character sheet, she's the fairy, and it's got her little sprite animation on there as well. She literally just looks the exact same as a human, except she's got like really pointy ears, and she has wings as well. So fairies have the wings and the pointy ears. That's really the only different features. Their ears are even more pointy than elves as well. So extra pointy ears. Plot twist, fairies are actually giants, but with cute little tiny fairy wings on their back. Yeah, no small bonus for fairy. Okay, so also we do have a few other things we've got to mess with eventually. We have a crafting system in place, but we've not messed with it at all yet. We haven't really even discussed how that'll work, but I think it would be pretty cool to have something like that, but we'll see. And the quest journal, of course, might work on that today, right at the first quest in there. Pardon me, I feel like I'm going to have to do a burp. I always have the burps when I stream for some reason. I don't in real life. Okay, so, yeah, so skill tree, well, as if it all goes well, and it looks like it could, because the dev is the support really good skill tree. We'll see how it goes as we start adding skills to it. Obviously for episode 1, we're only going to have maybe the skills before level 20 or around that show visible on the skill tree, and then when we start making episode 2 and the later episodes beyond that, more skills will appear on the skill tree, because that way it doesn't overwhelm us all too much. But we don't have to like think, oh no, we have to think of every single skill for warrior up to level 100. Oh no, because that would be a lot of pressure, and you know, sometimes you don't know what the later badass skills are going to be in the game. So yeah, like episode 1, probably up to level 20 maybe, but not 100% sure yet, because I'm not 100% sure how long episode 1 is going to be exactly quite yet. All I know is I want it to be a few hours of gameplay time at the minimum. That's just main quest alone. So if people do side quests and stuff, it'll probably make it longer than just a few hours, of course. I'm a little out the loop. Is there a narrative direction in place yet? Well, this game is improvised, Scott. I'm not sure if I mentioned that to you, but it's all improvised. We do it all as we go along. It mentions that in the FAQ page, but I do actually want to update the FAQ page this week, maybe over the weekend. So if there's anything you guys are unsure about or you think needs clarifying, then just let me know and I will add that to the new updated FAQ page, because we had a couple of people come in chat yesterday saying that I should mention that Raindrops is the stream currency. I take it for granted people know that. So yeah, I'll be updating the FAQ page with anything that needs clarifying, and probably within the next few months I'll be working on a website as well. So the FAQ page will be gone then, and we'll have the website instead. Woohoo! But yes, it's all improvised. So think of this as like a D&D campaign. Think of me as the dungeon master, basically, if you get what I mean. It's kind of like that, except a game. So we all do it. We do the adventure as we go along. I write the story. Well, I start the story off. We do it in chapters, and it's all on the Instagram page. So Met Story, exclamation mark. So we've got, if you look on there, we've got a bunch of screenshots, and we've also got chapter 1, part 1 and 2, like a little visual bit of text about the story so far. So that's how we're going to be doing it. We're going to all be writing the story in parts, and I'm going to always start it off. I'll write the first couple of sentences, and then I let the community submit ideas for how they want to continue the story, and the one that gets the most votes on Discord, like most heart reactions, is the one that we end up going ahead with for the story. And then we just work on that bit. We work on adding that story to the game, and we don't move on and add more until we've caught up and finished with that. So yay. Let's catch up with chat. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, Beastmaster and Summoner is not the same. I think I know my confusion. Beastmaster will train and use monsters, companions and weapons, kind of like Pokemon trainer. Summons creature for a short period. Yeah, I suppose you could. Beastmaster's more wild beasts, isn't it? Like beasts that you find wandering around, like general wild beasts, whereas Summoner tends to be a bit more magical and have like Final Fantasy summons that have these magical elemental summons that could do things that Beastmaster probably can't. So yeah, I suppose think of Beastmaster as more of a, yeah, that's probably right, Akira, as you say. That's the difference. I keep forgetting streamers have FAQs for that stuff. I love improv though. That's so fun. Yay! But yeah, I'm gonna be updating the FAQ page, mentioning your stream today or in Discord if there's something you think, oh, maybe that'll be a good idea to mention, and then I can add it for sure. Okay, guys. So right. So you've seen the skill tree that we've got planned, and over the coming weeks we'll be adding the skills slowly to that skill tree, and basically it's gonna just work like a normal traditional skill tree, I guess. You have to unlock the parts of the tree, you have to have enough points, and it might be raindrops that we use because raindrops are our money currency, but maybe we'll have another currency too, or we'll see, because I haven't decided yet. But there'll be branches and stuff, so you can like decide what build you want to go for. Maybe that'd be better than just one linear path on the skill tree. Give the player some option for a kind of at least more than one warrior type of build, maybe, that they could go for, and might think, no, I want to go that way or that way. So that's the idea that I have in mind anyway. So, and also, the custom hero doesn't necessarily have to be a warrior. The other choice is hunter. It's one of the two, either warrior or hunter. I just picked warrior for mine. So yeah, we'll have to be thinking of different ones. But they're very different. Like warriors, your melee, axe guy, and hunter's the bow and arrow ranged one. So it's whatever you prefer, whatever you would prefer your custom hero to be. And I still can't wait to see screenshots of what you guys name your custom hero and what they look like as well. Okay guys, let's get off the test play then. Might get a bit of lag as we turn it off. We tend to get a tiny bit of lag when we do the test play, because there's a lot that my computer has to cope with, especially as the game's full screen and uses like all these special effects and parallax mapping as well. But I'm gonna obviously be, before episode 1's release, I'll be looking at things that can reduce the lag, but it mostly runs fine when OBS isn't running. OBS is just incredibly demanding, and this happens when I stream most games, really, anyway, in general. Beastmaster is more like, oh hi pig, follow me and attack that person's face. Yeah, they like have more, like less magical beasts. I can't think of the right wording, but you know, like just boars and pigs and horned beasts, and you know, a bit like the hunter in Hearthstone. They have all these pigs and that, and just like random beasts that you find And so something else, like, I know Final Fantasy, they have like a fire summon, Ifrit, Shiva's the ice one, and it's a lot more elemental and stuff. I like how Warrior got a little sword swinging action, as you explained them. Ranger should have gotten a bit of a bow and arrow action. Oh no. Yeah. I can't pull it off. Actually, I've never used a bow and arrow in real life, so I'd just embarrass myself if I did an impression of that. I was in complete confusion when I was thinking of Beastmaster and Summoner. Any idea of what Psychic do? Psychic's definitely one of the more unusual classes I added to Kira. I kind of see it as a sort of experimental, very... It could be anything, really. Like, you know how we've got Gambler? I suppose it could be along the same lines, but a bit different. I know that Final Fantasy XIV have Astrologist as a class, and they're a healer, and it all works on... I've never actually used the Astrologist class, so I don't know. But I suppose it's all about cards, in a way. Like, you could see the psychic person being somebody that uses cards. And it's all about luck, I suppose. But Gambler's kind of that as well. So I suppose it's the differentiating the two. But you could always just leave Psychic for now. Put it to the side, and we can go back to that one in the future. Because it is a tricky one. It's an unusual one. But I just really like the sound of it. Like having that kind of character in the game that could predict things. And making use of that in battle could be pretty interesting. But there'd be like a sort of oracle, I guess. A seer, somebody that can predict the future. So absolutely anything that's relevant to a sort of telling the future sort of power. But who knows what that could be in battle? Who knows? I know astrologers probably is a good inspiration to look at in Final Fantasy XIV. But like I said, I've never used that class. I always keep away from healer classes. I suppose I could have like it could be healing in a way. We definitely need more healers than just the priest, because having a healer in the party at all times, I suppose, is important, because that's how you die if you don't have a healer. So there'll probably be at least a few classes in that bunch that have some sort of healing abilities. It won't be just the priest. I could just listen to talk all day at work. It's so soothing. I should do audio books, shouldn't I? Like you guys said. So the writing polls are on the Discord. Some of our more complex polls will be on the Discord. Yeah, the ones that involve like you guys submitting your own ideas. Because it's just the best place to do it. There's not really any poll service online that does that kind of thing, and the ones that do that, it's very easy to like cheat and log in on other accounts and stuff, but Discord doesn't allow that, so it's fine. So yeah, we do all the voting on Discord, and we haven't done it like recently. We've had a bit of a break for a few streams, but I did actually want to do a poll today, but it'd just be a simple poll, like a voting only poll. But in the future, voting only polls will probably be on Twitch, because it was announced last week that polls will be in stream now. It'll actually be part of Twitch as a thing. But yeah, it'll only be simple polls, like A and B option sort of thing. You won't be able to enter your own submissions on those kind of polls. That'd all have to be done on Discord. I'm going to leave Psychic for now. Yeah, just any of them that are a little bit unusual or confusing, just leave them for now. I mean, like I say here, they might never even get picked. You could be doing all this and someone might never even pick some of them, but it can be fun just to do them anyway, for sure. Do audiobooks but horror just for weird juxtaposition? Oh no. Well, it's Spooktober now, and it's quite funny because we'll be listening to scream sound effects online in a sec. Very fitting. And we also started the inside of this little cabin hut thing that we've got here, which is the next part of the story, but it looks a mess at the moment. So I I did put a cage here because, as we know, if you've read the story so far, my character Rose is behind a cage. But I was thinking of what sort of cage we should have. I don't know whether this kind of cage is the kind of cage I want. I was looking online at cage assets, and there was one that I liked, and I'll show that to you guys later. So choices. But I think we definitely need a bed. Maybe. We'll see. We've got to think about features that we can add to this. We'll have a look online and see what kind of assets we can add. But something that has a very kind of dirty old cabin thing going on, I guess. Not necessarily creepy or spooky, but definitely an old abandoned kind of cabin. So things like ripped furniture would be good, even like cobwebs. Oh yeah, cobwebs. I don't think we've got any here, so we might have to look online and see if there's any of those. Cracked walls and stuff like that. And yeah, definitely a cage, because this is where Rose has been living, and we know that the little girl's like being kind of taking a prisoner sort of thing, sort of. We don't know the full story yet, but all those details will be filled in. This might not be so soon of a stream soon then, when the screaming starts. I will warn you though, don't you worry. Okie doke. One sec, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I've got a list of a few things we're going to do today. First one is find the scream sound effect. And then we'll carry on with the dialogue that we started yesterday, and we can also work on the interior of the cabin and then start the dialogue that happens within the cabin, I guess. And there's a few little other bits and bobs like quest indicators, the quest journal, filling all that in, everything that puts the quest together basically and makes it all work. And then, yeah, those are the main things. And I'm thirsty. Gambler, I more imagine as a special class with a sort of dice that will use a random attack when number, for example, 1 that will heal, 2 cure for negative effect, 3 will cast now on the enemy, 4 will cast ice. Yeah, that's perfect dice. I know, like, when I think of that, I think of Kate Sith from Final Fantasy VII who actually had a limit break called dice, and the higher the number, the higher the damage. So it could be even like slot machine, and there was a slot machine as well that there was a limit break for that character. So yeah, they're like a sort of trickster sort of character, I guess. The gambler, and that definitely would fit the style. And if for psychic, they would be less of that and more of a using cards rather than dice, and theirs would be more spiritual, I guess. But it could still work. But the psychic could be super creative. It could literally be anything. Okay. But I could look up that myself. I'm curious, so I might see, because I think I got inspired by something. That's why I added it. Someone mentioned psychic online, and I thought, well, that's quite interesting. Right, so should we listen to some screams? I'm gonna have to just make the music. So just for a sec, I'm going to just turn the music down. And we listen to a scream. I'm warning you now, guys. It's not a bad scream. I actually picked one of the more subtle ones. So, I didn't want a really annoying cheesy one that would make people jump, because this isn't a horror game. So thank you Dax Webb for the follow, I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? And with Lutz you can find dice with more numbers, like 12, 24, 36. Yeah, in the skill tree, like late as you get further in the gambler's skill tree, the die, it could all just get more advanced and more cool. That'd be cool. Okay, so let's get our website up that we was using. I was on, yeah, freesound.org, that's it. And I also was on Open Game Art, and there was Girly Scream on there, but should we listen to it? Something put me off using this one. This is not the one that we're going to use, but let's just listen to it. Hey, that was super quiet. Did you hear that, guys? I don't know. I've turned the music off, but it's quiet for me. Might be loud for you, though. But no, that isn't the one. It sounds like a 5-year-old screaming, and my character's not a 5-year-old. It's a pleasure. The stream looked interesting. Thank you, Dax. If you want to read more about our project, or anybody else that's hanging out and is curious, these are the commands. Oh my goodness, Boo! Thank you so much. Oh my god, guys, can we have some hype, please? We got lag again. I turned off those face masks and we're still getting lag. You know what it is? It's probably, maybe it's the confetti. I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna blame everything on the lag now. Thank you so much, but that's so generous and kind of you. And let's see who's got those subs. GL Goston, Scott's got a sub, Rubson, Wild Genie, and Neffel. Guys, I hope you enjoy those subs and the emotes. Now you get double raindrops in chat, guys. So getting double raindrops is a super good thing, because if you're interested in being a couch in the game, you know, you'll get them twice as fast, those 500 raindrops. Yay! And thank you for the 3 bitties, and well, 6 bitties, Wild Genie. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm going to give some hype as well to Boo. Spoiling me. My goodness me. Sounded like a chimp. What the scream did, Silent, you heard it. Thank you, Atomic J, for the follow. Appreciate that. How are you doing? And look at you, Silent. You're going to be on 1,000 raindrops soon. Okie doke, guys. Let's go back to our screen. So we did have a tiny bit of lag. There's been a problem lately with alerts. Sometimes we get a bit of lag. But I think it's when I switched to the other screen. So, but it wasn't as bad as Monday's stream, because we've got rid of the face masks now, so it's not as bad as it was then. It literally crashed for 2 minutes on Monday. Thanks for the gift sub. Yay, I hope you like it, Goston. I was 49 yesterday and now I'm 46. Oh my goodness, what's your goal, Silent? Are you planning on being in the top 20? Oh, you could get there. And there's you as well, Akira. You're getting there too. Hi, Atomic. Welcome. How are you guys doing? I hope you're having an awesome week. And thank you again so much, Boo, for those 5 gifts. So I don't even know what to say. And all new peeps. Anyone new here? We have an FAQ page on the link tray. I'll answer hopefully any questions about this project if you're curious. But I am going to be updating the FAQ page over the weekend. I want you guys to tell me if there's anything, any questions or anything you want me to add to the FAQ page. If you feel like there's something missing, I'm gonna update it. Okay, so at the moment it's about sound effects at the moment, guys. We're going to be looking for our ideal scream. Because in the story, at this current part in the story, our hero hears a scream in the forest. So it's going to be my character that the scream is. So, you know, we don't want a 2-year-old girl. We just want a normal female scream, and not one that's over the top either. Because like we said, this isn't a horror game. We're just a normal scream, basically. But you guys probably can't even hear the sound. So I'm going to turn it up louder. I'm turning the sound up, so be prepared because it might get a bit loud now. And don't laugh at some of these sounds because some of them are probably going to be super cheesy. Wahaha. Doing all right? And you? I'm doing good, Atomic. I'm having a good week because of you guys. That's why. I'm having a blast with streams lately. They've been like extra fun. Yay! Look at my emote. Look at my rip emote. It's there. I see it. Wild Genie. And oh yeah, I'm uploading it all to YouTube, by the way, guys. Every single stream is on YouTube of the game. We're on stream 30. Is it 37 today? Yeah, I think it's 37. So every single stream, all the 36 before it are on YouTube. And I'm trying to keep on target with them. So if you missed a stream and you want to just have a little browse and see what we've been doing, then that's the place to go. And I super appreciate if you drop a like on the video as well. I think the likes kind of help other people to find the videos, maybe. I'm not actually sure how the YouTube algorithm works. But it's always nice if someone comes across the videos. I've had a couple of people find me from YouTube, which is nice. It's nice that people have found my vids. I didn't think anyone would. Okay, so Girly Scream. This is one that I'm not using because I listened to this and I was like, no. Could you hear that? See, that's like a 5-year-old girl, so not ideal. But there's no others apart from that. But not on opengameart.org anyway. There's some good ones on Free Sound. What's this though? I don't even know what that is. Some of them aren't even screams. See, these are all spooky screams. We don't want to see spooky scream. Sounds like a child scream. Well, I'll tell you the one I found, this one. Out of all the ones I listened to, guys, this was the most normal. So, can you hear that? It's not very loud for me because I don't have my sound that loud. But that's not too bad. That's an adult female screaming, isn't it? Because other than that, we had some very, very cheesy sounding screams. It's better. But yeah, if you guys want to go on freesound.org or any other website and you find a good scream, then defo just pop it in chat. But for now, I'm going to use this one. And if we get a better one, I'll replace it. But out of all the ones I've found, it's the best one. Try yell. Would you? Yeah, we could do. I mean, it depends how long we want to look for sounds. It's something we could definitely do or stream for sure. But female yell. Let's keep that one up though, because I think that's a good one. We do have to convert it though to another sound format, unfortunately. But this is a pretty cool website though. Not bad. Some of them are weird. Some of them are really like painful. Oh, that's the one that I picked, yeah. It seems like the yell ones are like literally just the scream ones, judging by this. They're the same ones that are coming up. So yeah, I'm gonna just download this one. Maybe we'll get 3 files, one for each scream, because we do get we hear the sound twice. We'll hear it when we're walking down, and we'll hear it again during our conversation with the little sister. So, oh no, we have to log in to download. It's Creative Commons, which means we can use it. We have to log in to download? No way. Okay, guys, I'm gonna hide the screen So we can't see all my information when I sign up. You can just stare at RPG Maker while I sign up. Oh yeah, hopefully it's not one of those really long processes of registering. Okay, yep, I have to log into my email to verify the account. Community shout out, sending yourself screaming to a mic. I won't say no. If anyone wants to do it, feel free to, but you'd have to sound like me. You don't have to sound like me, just you have to sound like a woman of my age or my character's age or whatever. And yeah. So guys, if you want to try and sound like a woman, you can. So I haven't got the email yet, it seems. We have sent you an email. Please check your mailbox and spam folder. I don't think I've got anything in spam. You know, I'm so confused with my Gmail because my email is roserainblood@gmail.com, and I also have a second account that I use simply because I used it because I didn't want people knowing my email address, so I used some random one, and it's made that random email address like my main YouTube email now, and I don't like it. It's like really weird, and it won't let me change it back either. YouTube are quite silly, I have to say. And now I'm like randomly logged into this email and it's not even my proper Gmail. I don't know what's going on, but this is not my account. Sign out. Now let's use my proper account. Did you know that, guys? If you use an email for YouTube, you can't change it. You're stuck with it forever. So if you've got one you don't like, you're stuck with it, like me. Gambler is cards. You can throw sharp cards, and first base spell is dice throw. Yeah, okay. I guess we'd have to think of something different for psychic then if we... I'm sure there'll be something. Awesome. You got some good ideas, Akira. Good job. That's why I like using download helper browser plugins. They just scan web pages for media content and let you download them directly. Websites like Freesound are particularly annoying without it. Oh, okay. Never even considered that, Silent. Maybe I'll have to. Because we'll be for sure downloading sounds in the future, maybe quite often. Okay, so I've finally verified the account. Finally. And now I have to log in again. Nice. But yeah, it's good. It'll be good to get this sound in the game as soon as possible, really. So we want to just get that dialogue down, even if it's just the first draft dialogue for now, and see how it all plays and get it working. And definitely over the weekend, I'm going to add all the little bits like the quest indicators on the map for the quest. I'm going to make sure that the quest journal is completely updated with the first quest as well. And it will feel like a proper game. We'll have our first quick quest officially there. It'll be an awesome feeling. Okay, so this is a WAV file. It's a WAV file, and RPG Maker doesn't accept WAV files. It uses M4A or an OGG, I believe. So I'm going to have to use Converter to get those working. which is fine because I'm on the website right here. So we're going to just convert it on there. Right, so it's easy enough. I've just dragged the downloaded Scream in. What's ARG? OGG. But we need both apparently. I think one might be for mobile. And Raindrop Chronicles isn't going to be on mobile, but RPG Maker does allow that for peeps, devs that want it to be on mobile. Hi Dirty, how you doing today? Hope you're having a good day. You can use Audacity to record the sound and use stereo mix from your computer for Audacity to listen to the sound. I actually have that software, Akira. I'm just not confident with sound design. I don't think I'd make good sounds, but like in the future, like if we ever have sounds, like I will let the community submit sounds if you guys want to make sounds for things. I'm just not confident with my abilities for sounds. So like I said, I'll leave it open for you guys. If you actually wanted to do a girl scream, you can. But if not, we're gonna keep this one. This will be the one we use for the time being or forever. If it all works well and sounds okay. And I'm sure there's going to be opportunities in the future as well for more sounds, because it'll happen obviously as we write the story. There'll be more sound effects that we'll need. I'm good, and you? I'm good, Dirty. Right, so I want it to be best. Not good, best. I'm just going to hide it a sec, because I get frightened about showing things in case something pops up that's not meant to. There we go. Download. So that should be an M4A now, which is fine, that'll work. And we also need an OG. Oh my god, Fantasia!
I heard you have a fragile and innocent vibe, less than 3 kappa. All I know is you're a wonderful and lovable person.
Thank you, Fantasia. And yes, I'm very fragile and innocent, aren't I, guys? I will bite your head off. I cannot say that without laughing now. But yeah, yeah, that made me laugh. How you doing, Fantasia? And if anyone's confused what I'm going on about, I posted a tweet. I'm going to actually put it in chat. I'm very violent, guys. I'm a very violent human being, and that tweet proves it. Okay. Thank you so much, Fantasia. Let's see some hype in chat for Fantasia. I hope you're doing well. And that is like 2 whole years. How crazy is that? Fantasia's been too awesome. Thank you for the follow, Marrow. I appreciate that. Hope you're having a good day. Don't think you scream like a lady. Will create a comfortable atmosphere. LOL. Don't worry, guys. I don't expect you guys to do lady screams, but there'll be definitely times we can dub for sound in the future. This one's just a tricky one. It's definitely a tricky one for sure. Okay. So, where's our converter? I've got about a bazillion tabs open here. Yeah, that's it. Convert. So I'm just going to open my file explorer, get these sounds put in the right folder, and then we can put it in the game and we can see how it sounds when we do a test play. Also, guys, I'm going to just turn music back on because we had to turn it off when we were testing the sound, but I am going to put it back on. Okay, So I've not actually messed with sound yet in RPG Maker. This is the first time. It's audio, yeah. Audio folder, and it's sound effects. Oops, I need to give it a good name as well. Scream. Rose Scream. Oh my god! He awakened the devil inside Rose. He regrets it. Being better, but mostly for things going on with my father. He's seriously bad of health-wise, and he's probably... Oh no, Randoza, that's horrible. I'm so sorry to hear that. It sucks. But if you need to talk to us, we have the shelter channel in Discord. Don't know if you know of that, Fantasia, but that's where people come and talk, especially about really heavy stuff, or if anything happens, like life stuff, then that's the Discord channel to go to for sure. So we'll be there for you if you need us, Fantasia. Okay, so Rose Scream, that sound is in. But I hope it'll be okay though, because it was three screams in one, and obviously we don't want all three screams going off. I might have to manually edit the scream if that's the case. So where does our story say that we hear the scream? Let's have a look at our story and remind ourselves. Here, as the hero approaches, they hear a faint scream from what sounds like a girl. So it's when they get to Silent Haven, because he mentions seeing the cabin in the distance, and it's just before he talks to the quest giver NPC, the little girl. So it's a faint scream. It's not going to be anything that's like jump scare. It's just going to be super faint. So we'll have to make the volume not too loud as well. And then we hear it for a second time as well during our conversation with the little girl. And I think at that point it can be a bit louder because we're actually right by the cabin where the scream's coming from at that point. So, yeah. But we're not going to spend too long messing with this sound today. I just wanted to discuss it and at least get it put into the game. But any like tweaks I'll be making maybe off stream, because we got quite a bit to focus on today, quite a bit of stuff. Change the speed of the scream. I'm not going to edit any screams, not on stream today anyway, so I'm not really confident with editing sound effects, so it's something I'm going to have a mess with. You got all Mayan Legion support, Fantasia, yay! Yay, you guys are the nicest. You'd want to change the tempo or else the pitch will go up. We'll say, guys, the sound was pretty good, it was pretty fine. It just needs splitting into parts. So we'll see. But where's it going to be? It's on this map. Maybe, should we hear the scream as soon as we transfer to this map? Or should we, yeah. I feel like that's probably the best place, like as soon as we get here, because it's faint. So, winding way. This is the point where it transfers us, so. It would be just after the fade in screen, I'd say. So let's have a look what we've got here. These are all our commands, and there should be one for play sound effect. And Rose Scream should be here now, but it's not going to be set up right yet, guys, most likely. Like I says, I have to get, because it's going to be 3 screams, I think. Let's listen. Okay, I don't even think we're gonna be allowed to hear the preview. For some reason, RPG Maker Envy doesn't allow that with imported sounds that aren't the default ones, because I tried that with another sound effect or music track and it didn't play that either. But in game it will probably play, so we'll have to actually do a test play to hear it. So we'll just keep it like that for now, but if we have to do any editing, something wrong, we can easily do that. Okay, so that's there. And then this is the girl, our quest destination. She'll have like a little indicator above her head, and it'll also be on the mini map so people know that she's the one we have to talk to. And I roughly did some dialogue, and yeah, it's not done at all, and it's gonna have to be edited a bit. I'm gonna be changing a bit now at the map now actually, but it's gonna just be first draft, then we might change bits at a later time. But I just want to get it all in there and working mainly. So we get the screen sound effect there, and yeah, I put those there as notes. Okay, so I might need to go tinkle potty in a sec, guys. It's all this water here. That's what it is. So my idea was, let me just discuss this. At the moment we have a choice, like we're going to change this a bit. I was having a think about it, and we have the hero currently asks if she's the sister of the innkeeper, or you also have the option to walk away, but I'm going to edit that. The reason we start with the choice is because we have a silent hero, he doesn't speak. So any form of communication that the hero does with NPCs will always be with choices. Just like in Bethesda games like Fallout 3 and Skyrim. The way that the protagonist is in those games, kind of the same sort of thing we're going to be going for with this, with that silent non-talker, but talks with choices. Because it would be pretty impossible to have a silent hero that didn't communicate at all, like one bit. So, you know, choices are probably the best way to, and that also allows us to have the option of a good and bad hero. And I was thinking what you guys think about that. What would you like the idea in games of either going like Paragon or Renegade, or evil or good? Is that something that appeals to you? I personally like it, and RPGs kind of are like that, aren't they? And thank you for the follow, Con. I think I appreciate that. So having that mute hero, that silent hero, just allows us to be flexible with the kind of features we can introduce to the game. Like, for example, it definitely brings in that having a sort of good or evil, or not necessarily even good or evil, but Paragon or Renegade, like Mass Effect did it. And the evil isn't necessarily evil in that game, it's more like a rebel versus a more like paladin sort of good, like rule sort of person as the good one, but the rebel as the bad one. If not morality, then choices should at least affect reputation. Yeah, and morality is the perfect way to sum it up, really. It's a morality system rather than a good and evil system, because I don't really believe in good and evil. Like, it's more about morality for sure. The bad isn't necessarily evil or bad, it's just, yeah, just like a renegade or just somebody who's rebellious. And so the choices that will happen, I'd really like it that if, you know, there's the option that's good, bad, and even a neutral one sometimes, but sometimes the neutral one might not be there, but it would sort of add points. So if you pick the good one, you will get good points added, and there will be a sort of variable that does that and adds that behind the scenes. And yeah, and if you pick the bad option, you'll get either the minus good or plus good. I'm going to have a little explore and see what morality kind of plugins are available for RPG Maker, but there's definitely some. So I'll have a look. But so what this is going to be changed at the moment. So the first sentence I would like would be for her to speak, not the hero. We won't have the choice straight away. She will talk first before we use her, given her option for the choice. Because she has to have a piece of dialogue anyway, because if you don't accept the quest, if you go into the Everbloom Forest without accepting the quest and talk to her, she needs to say something random anyway. And then obviously if you've not accepted the quest, she won't say anything else. She'll be like a random pointless NPC with nothing else to say. But if you have accepted the quest, there'll be more that comes. So we need to make a face for her. We have this character we've currently got here with the blue piggy tails is just a template at the moment. She's a default, and I want to make a bit of an edit to her to make her a bit more unique. But we'll get the dialogue in first. Ooh, look at you, Fantasia. Dialogue choices being the only thing that decides good bad. I don't like too much. Having it mixed with actual actions would be better in my opinion. Give me an example with an action that you mean then, Scott. Maybe instead of good or bad on one scale, you can use multiples. Also, you can use variables. Don't need a plugin for it. Yeah, I mean, if we're going to have a plugin, the work that the plugin would do would be a sort of option in the menu that visually shows what you are kind of on the scale. Do you know what I mean? So there's some like visual indicator to the player to know where they are, because with the variables alone, I suppose you wouldn't know. But maybe that's a good thing as well, to not actually know what your morality is, but just it be there, like with the actions you've done, you're not sure what you are, but you know. So I guess it's just subjective really what people prefer. We could look at options for sure to see if there's anything visual, because I know that Mass Effect did have that. They like had a sort of scale to show the whole Paragon and Renegade thing. But we don't necessarily have to have that. It could be a complete mystery what the character's morality is. And you only kind of can tell what their morality is from NPCs' reactions around you and how they react to you as a human being. And if you're like if you've got a bad reputation, they would be just generally more negative to you compared to if you've got a positive reputation. Hi Sass, how are you doing today? It's so good to see you again. Hope you're having a good day. An action mean completing a good quest, for example, or saving a cat from a tree on your own, something like that. Yeah, and I think like they kind of link. Like, I definitely don't want it to be simple good and bad. It's having actions involved with like what you do in a quest as well will all be involved in it, but some will be more in depth than others, I suppose. It'll all depend on the quest and the conversation. But we could even think about that with this conversation with the girl. Like thinking about actions now, we could think about that here, because she's currently looking for fish in the lake. She's like in the lake, right? And somebody yesterday in stream actually suggested that we push her in the lake if we want to go for the bad guy. So, you know what I mean? That is an example of an action, if that's what you mean, Scott. Someone actually says, yeah, push her in the lake. But obviously if we're good, we won't do that. We'll just be like, oh, your brother's worried about you. And we have a normal conversation like a nice human being. But it would be interesting to like have that sort of like that rebellious kind of personality that does things like that, because I think people sometimes just want to try out those options to see what happens in the game. I think, I wonder what would happen if I pushed her in the lake. Thank you, Smashface, for the follow. I appreciate that. A mod can make certain variables visible to players, but yeah, probably lots of ways to do it. Yeah, I guess I'll probably put up a poll at some point and see what people think, because I have heard that this month, I mentioned it earlier in stream, that Twitch are going to be introducing polls, like actual integrated polls in Twitch, which is pretty cool, because like having we have a lot of conversations where we discuss things, and I could just be like, okay guys, there's a poll, just vote in here in Twitch chat, and doing that is a lot easier than going on Discord and typing up a poll. It's harder work to do that. So that's a pretty cool feature that Twitch are introducing. But we will still use Discord for the more complicated polls like user submissions. But for the very simple polls where I want a yes or no answer or something like that, I'll probably use the new Twitch poll feature when it comes out. Had a pretty good night's sleep after passing out to your stream last night. You passed out to my stream last night? Well, I'm glad you had a good sleep. That's really good to hear. And you'll get those raindrops, Sass. I believe in you. How about you pick 3 virtues like bravery, compassion and smarts? Each is a variable that can increase or decrease depending on player choice. I really like that, Elite, actually. I'm going to just make a note of that, because as I said, I'm not a fan of good or evil. I find it's too black and white as a morality system, calling it good and evil. But the virtues, mentioning things like bravery, compassion, smarts, it's far more human, and I like that. It's more realistic, so I'm gonna go with that, I think. So something like, if we push her in the lake, we would lose compassion, I guess. We'd get minus compassion points. So every action we make would make us either gain in those virtues or lose points in those virtues. So yeah, that's something we could do. Every kind of interaction with an NPC, well, not every NPC, because it would be a lot of hard work, but the main parts of the game, like the main stories and the main side quests, there will be something that will affect those. So this conversation with this little sister, for example, something that you do will, like, if you push her in the lake, you're going to lose compassion. If you're nice to her and say the other option, you'll probably gain it, or so it'll all depend on how the conversation goes. Push the girl in the lake. So yeah, that's I think we'll go for something like that then, Scott. I mean, at first I was like, oh my god, isn't it really extreme pushing in the lake? What an absolute jerk-ass move, I was thinking. Thank you so much for the bitties, the 250 bitties, Binary. You number 2 now, Binary. Thank you so much. Let's have some hype in chat, guys, for Binary. Want to see the hype. So yeah, that's what we'll do. So I apologise for being behind on chat, by the way. I'm rambling on so much today. Stumbled across your channel thanks to recommendations. Working on my own mess of a game in RPG Maker. Should be cool and helpful to see someone else do it. Welcome, Battle Sandwich. I absolutely love your name. The Battle Sandwich, how cool is that? Welcome to the stream. And it's so cool to meet other people that use an RPG Maker. That's so cool. I hope you hang around, Battle Sandwich. Lovely to meet you. And if you want to read more about our project, we have Project Command. So there we go. And anyone else that wants to read that, who's lurking and is also new, that's the command. Lose compassion. Yeah, so yeah, it would make sense. I don't know about losing bravery and smarts. We're pushing in the, different actions will be relevant to the different virtues. It's definitely losing compassion if put into the lake, isn't it? So it'll all be depending on what the context of the conversation is for what we gain and lose points for. But would you gain bravery for pushing her in the leg? Maybe. I guess this is something we'd all have to discuss when we do dialogue and write this. So we'd have to be like, what would it be that we gain and lose? Well, maybe that would be boldness or audacity or something. Yeah, I guess we'd have to think, if we're going to go for this virtue kind of system in the game, we need to think what they are going to be. And at the moment we've got bravery, compassion and smarts. I think those are 3 good ones. I mean, we might edit them slightly, the wording, but I think as a base, a foundation, those are 3 good ones, and we'll consistently stick to those ones, I think. Are there any that we might be missing? So bravery, compassion and smarts. Are there any more like important morality kind of things that we could add? Because I think 3 is good. We could have 5, but maybe that's getting a little bit complicated if we did that, but we could do it. But I think we've covered the main ones with those, because I see bravery as the, you know, the I think, what's the game, Horizon Zero Dawn, that's it. They kind of have that kind of system where they have like a compassion, like there's a heart symbol, and there's the bravery one, the brawn, and the smarts for the brain. I think that was the game, yeah. So those 3 all work very well. They're all very different. And anyway, let's read chat because I'm behind. I feel like you belong as the CEO of a company or queen of a... Oh my goodness, Sass, you are joking me. You are going to give me a big ego if you carry on talking like that. Hype the ferret. Yay, thanks for the hype, guys. Like, all the hype for binary ferret. Made it myself, my name. Yay, the battle sandwich. I'd love to see what your logo would be for your name. A sandwich that's like in battle. It's the coolest thing ever. What would the virtues impact? Yeah, that's a good question. Does anyone have any ideas? Like, I'm here rambling on about how it could work, and you guys might actually could have an idea in mind for how we could make the most of this morality system. But the only thing I've got in mind at the moment is those 3 virtues that we've mentioned: braves, compassion, smarts, and basically on a very basic foundation, either gaining or losing points in them with dialogue interactions based on what we say and what we don't say, or, you know, so that's the very basic. And also like based on what you've done, NPCs, people will react to you a certain way depending on how you are as a person. I think that's pretty cool. It will definitely add some complexity to the game, far more work, but I feel it's worth it, and I'm a real fan of that kind of system as well. So I think I would find that fun. And it's also a very, adds a replayability factor as well to the game, having that, because people will be like, well, I don't want to be an asshole this time, I want to be good this time, or vice versa. I know I want to play Mass Effect again as a renegade, because I've not done that yet. I always want to be the good one. You could use more than 3, though you might not want to go over 5 or 6. Yeah, battle sandwich, because that's when it's going to get more I think 3. I want to stick to those 3 because they're very different. We've got the brute one with bravery, we've got the heart with compassion, and we've got the brain with smart. So those are like the 3, and I know Horizon Zero Dawn did the same thing, and they had those 3. They didn't have any more. And as soon as we start introducing more, it becomes a bit more complicated. So yeah, those 3 are perfect. If you did more, you could, that's true. It could be very deep. We could go super in depth if we did introduce more, but I can't even think of any more. Can you guys? I mean, if there's any suggestions, I'd be up for adding more, but those are like the only 3 that come to my mind at the moment. How NPCs interact with you, whether you get certain quests, unlock specific quest rewards. Yeah, I'm going to actually copy and paste what you've just said as well, Elite, because I'll remember then what they can be useful for in case I forget. But yeah, it definitely how people react to you on your journey is a very interesting thing. And that's the #1 reason I think this is something I like. And whether you get what you've just said about whether you get certain quests is really interesting too, because certain side quests might not be open up to you if you've got a certain personality type. Like, you might have to have plus 50 brave to do a certain quest, and if you haven't got that, you won't be able to do it. So that's pretty cool too. And same for like if you're running compassionate asshole, certain quests might only be available to you as well. Like some real horrible quests that only an asshole would do. And also we're going to have a romance system in the game too, like sort of friendship romance kind of system. And I suppose this sort of thing will affect who you could have that with. So you wouldn't be able to romance Carol the Barrel if you were a certain personality, because Carol is she's a very fussy barrel. She's a tsundere, is that how it's pronounced, the Japanese word? Tsundere. Yeah, that's what she is. She's very angry barrel. And the other one unlocks specific quests rewards. Yeah, so it's super cool. It just makes the game far more interesting. Like, definitely more complicated, but it, like, for me, that sort of system would make me want to play a game more than if a game didn't have that. But that's just me, because I'm into all that stuff. I know it doesn't appeal to everyone, but this is what I mean. When you're making something like this, there's going to be people that are like, nah, I don't care about morality system, but others will. And we just have to go with what we like and what we think would be cool, and what I like as well, most of all, because I'm the one making it. Okay, let's see what you guys say. Welcome back, Akira. We're just rambling on about having a morality system in the game. So we've been talking about how that's going to work, because as you know, we have a silent hero, and all the dialogue the hero has is done through choices, like in Bethesda games. And there'll be a morality system working behind the scenes. So with all those choices we have. Let's catch up with chat. I feel I'm super behind. The sandwich has a sword through it, holding it together with an olive on the end. That'd be awesome. I want to see a picture now of the battle sandwich. Unlock certain dialogue options, or simply alter bits of dialogue if you're within certain thresholds, like get useful or lawful information you couldn't get otherwise. Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, it's not only just how NPCs treat you and talk to you, it's what they reveal to you as well. So that's super cool. I think if you did more, it'd have to be more the personality or reputation thing rather than the brawn heart concept. Yeah, and we'll see. I mean, before we get carried away with this, we need to see what sort of plugins are available. I mean, it's not, like we says, not necessary to have a plugin. This could be a behind the scenes thing with the work with variables, and we don't necessarily need to even have one. But if we want something visual in the menu that shows us this information about ourselves, we're probably going to need a plugin. So I will definitely have a browse around and see what's available. I'm sure there will be one, because it would be a highly requested thing. Thank you, Clem, for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream. Or need 50 compassion for the church people or something. Perhaps negative compassion unlocks very cruel options. Yeah. Oh my goodness, guys. I have not got a cruel bone in my body. So when it comes to doing cruel quests and picking cruel bits of dialogue, I'm definitely going to need you guys to think of those for me, because, yeah. Even the pushing in the lake thing that someone suggested yesterday, I was like, what? No way. But now I'm like, actually, we should. But at first, because I wouldn't do that myself, I was like shocked. But you know, if we're going to go for that sort of thing, we got to do it. Hello, hi Clan, welcome. How's your day going, Clan? Welcome to the stream. We're rambling on about our game because I'm making a game, an RPG maker game. For fun. I mean, I do stream it 4 times a week, and it's kind of like my job at the moment, I guess. But I still like to say I do it for fun, because I don't want it to become this whole serious thing that's like a chore. I always want to have fun doing it, and it's going to be free to play as well. The game's going to be free to play. It's going to be released episodically as well. We're still very much in the early stages of the project, but hopefully a release of episode 1 will be in the coming months. I've set myself a sort of goal as 100 streams approximately for when I'm going to think about releasing episode 1, but it all depends on how the progress is, really. It all depends. It's hard to say. My user picture, or whatever it's called, is currently a sandwich turtle, and it's so adorable. I don't think I'll ever change it. I'm going to have to look at that later because I just want to see it. I want to see a cute sandwich. Cruel characters can be fun to write once you get into it. For cruel choices, make it more than not helping someone with a quest. You help them, but then exalt them further once you have power over them, etc. Yeah, I'm very glad I've got people in chat who are probably very good at suggesting cruel things, because I can't. But I agree, it's fun. It adds a lot to the game to have that. But you know, you gotta be able to get in the mind of that kind of character, and that can be a challenge for sure. Feeling a bit bored. I'm just holding a book about C# programming, and I just don't know how to start anything. Oh, good luck, Clen. You can do it. Believe in you. Guys, I'm going to just pop to the bathroom, Dinklebotty, and I'm going to get a drink as well and have a walk around. So, oh my goodness, the music has gone off as well. So I'm going to just play the music in the background as well while I go off. I'll be a few minutes, and when we get back, we'll carry on our discussion, and we will finally do our first draft of dialogue, because what's currently up at the moment is very rough and not really. We're going to just flesh it out a bit more and make it super interesting. That'll be super fun, guys. And thank you for that follow as well, Battle Sam. We appreciate that. So I don't know any program, but I have so much ideas. I a bit hoping to see and learn from you. Awesome, Clan. Well, I'll inform you now that I'm not a coder either. I am just a nerd that likes RPG games, basically, and I'm challenging myself by making a game. I wouldn't even call myself a game dev. I'd call myself someone who has an interest in game dev and wants to see where I can take this project. But I'm learning as I go, really. But we'll see how it goes, guys. I will be back soon. I'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about the wait, guys. Clen asks, well, I want to make an RPG game too. Any suggestions what I should use? Okay, I'll go show my face. Here I am, I'm back. Okay, Clen, RPG Maker MV is the software I'm using to make my RPG, and it's really good. If you're newer to making games and don't really know much code, but you want to get something made without having to learn too much, that's really why I picked RPG Maker MV over something like Game Maker or Unity or anything like that. And it's perfect for RPGs. It's on Steam. There are other versions of RPG Maker as well, some older ones, but MV is the most recent one. I can't say whether it's the best one though. Because I haven't really played any, well, I haven't used any other RPG Makers since RPG Maker 2000, which was a very, very old one. Okay. I'm so thirsty today, really thirsty. Okay guys, so here we are, here is our event. And this is our dialogue. So we're going to just write down the first draft. So we were talking a bit about the morality system, and I'm glad that we've fleshed that out a bit. I'm going to just sort out my webcam, guys, because there's a bit of a... My eye is flickering a bit because my green screen doesn't like my eyes, I think. So let me just sort that out before we carry on. We'll see that. Hopefully that sorts it out a bit. Okay, no it hasn't, but never mind. I'll sort it out later. Right, so we're going to start off with some dialogue that she can say. And this is going to be just some generic dialogue, just that she will say if you also haven't accepted the quest. And we might change it, but we'll get something relevant to what she's doing at the moment. It's very simple, but we can also think about what else she could say, something that fits more with her being a child. But that is just like literally a first draft basic thing, because she's in the lake and she's looking at the fish, and we're gonna push her in the lake as well if we want to be bad. So the next bit of dialogue will involve that. How big freedom you have. Can you make crafting system and gathering systems with it? You can. The RPG Maker community is really good. Exclamation mark assets. So there's a link there to a forum, the RPG Maker web forum, and there's literally everything on there, all the resources that people post, plugins and features. So have a little browse on that and see what you think. So yeah, there's a lot of flexibility. I mean, there's probably limitations, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good, I'd say. But I'm hopefully going to be having a crafting system as well. So that is one that that can be done for sure. Okay, so next bit of dialogue. Okay, this I think what can come after is definitely the choice. So we're not going to have the walk away option. Instead of walk away, we're going to have the bad, well, not bad, the lack of compassion option. I think having a walk away thing, we don't need that, because if we don't want to talk to her, we just won't talk to her. Simple as that. And also we do need to progress the quest. So, right, so the first one, excuse me. Are you the sister of the innkeeper? I'm not sure how long we should have these choice boxes in terms of how much text we should have in them, but we will say. I might put a little bit in, but we might delete it if there's too much. I love crafting systems. Can I share with you my ideas? Sure. Like, we have a creative work channel on our Discord clan, and that's where people post all their ideas and any of their creative work. That is definitely the best place to be, and that's where we hang out off after stream and stuff, and in between streams. So for sure, if you want to show us your stuff, then the creative work channel is definitely the place to go. Okay, and anyone's welcome to join the Discord, by the way. It's always good to see new peeps in there. Okay, your brother is worried. So I need to find you. I'm not sure if we're going to have it that long, but I like the idea of mentioning that the brother's worried about her and have that honesty about the quest, like going for the honest route. Even though none of those virtues are honest, I suppose it would be compassion. It would give plus in compassion, that option. And the bad option could be something like would you like a closer look? Push in like. So it's a bit a bit of an asshole thing to say, like, because she says that she loves the fish, they're so pretty, and then literally saying, would you like a closer look? And push her in. So I'm thinking how to show actions, and I did originally think brackets pushing like, but maybe having asterisk pushing like is better and gets across that it's an action more. Honesty is usually bravery or compassion. Yeah, for sure. So it would probably, I'm thinking compassion, just because it's like the whole your brother is worried thing shows compassion. Bravery might be a bit more for the brawn kind of actions, but yeah, so we are going to go for the pushing like thing. Or asshole option. Okay, so just get rid of some of this because we don't need some of it. So there we go, let's update that. Right, so we've got the choices, good, bad. And I won't like set in stone how many compassion points we'll gain and lose with those options yet, but it won't be many. It will be +1 or +2, and obviously it'll accumulate over time if you keep doing those things in future dialogue choices. Did you make the graphics? Nope. The assets, sound and art are like given away to community members for free or non-commercial or commercial projects. Usually it's either. They're very generous, but the reason why I'm not doing my own art is for time reasons and to just allow me more time to focus on other areas of the game. But I do tend to do quite a bit of editing because sometimes you have to. There's not always assets for everything, so sometimes you have to do your own or edit things. I had to make Carol the barrel myself, her asset, because there's no such thing as a barrel person, so I had to do her myself. So sometimes I will have to do my own art and assets, but if there is something that already exists that's free for us to use that they're giving out, then I will take it. Like this forest was already a tile set for it that I thought was really pretty, and I thought I'm going to have this one, but I did do the parallax map on my own, and it took a long time. It took a long time to do the mapping. And hi Juice, how are you doing? So good to see you. Is this where the new Final Fantasy is made of? Is it going to be the future Final Fantasy? Oh my, Final Fantasy 16, this is what it is. Bravery, when there's consequence to yourself. Compassion, if there is consequence to others. Yeah, that's a really good way to see it, Battle Sandwich, for sure. So I'm going to copy and paste anything that you guys say that's I really want to remember, I'm going to just literally copy and paste and put into my notepad file. Okay, guys, so. And how are you doing today, Juice? No, these are RPG Maker and V-Stock. Good thinking sandwich. BRB crawling in the house to check water heater. Might want to leave comments on the bits of dialogue that are directly related to this mechanic. Like literally asshole option, compassion kind option kind of thing. Yeah, I was thinking of that actually, because so we remember. Should we do it at the start? Oh, we got to be careful because we don't want it, obviously we don't want it coming up in the actual game. So what we'll use is comments. I feel like comments are the best ways to make use of these. It's going to be thinking how to do it really, because it won't let us, oh, it will let us do it actually. I'm wrong. So here we go. Plus compassion. Minus compassion. So we don't know the points yet. Probably be 1 or 2. I feel like the pushing late could be even worth -2 compassion because it's just such a bad thing to do. Such a mean thing to do to a little kid. So can we make this bigger? No, we can't. So you guys can't see the edge of this dialogue at the moment. Okay, enjoy BRB Elite. Might want to leave comments. Oh, read that already. Doing good, just bored at work, not much to do. Oh no, well you've got our stream, Juice, at least. At least we're here. Yep, you can just slot it under the relevant dialogue bit. Yay, I know that pain, Juice, at least in the past. Yay. Okay, so now what? So we're gonna do the dialogue for if we go for good first. So excuse me, are you the sister of the innkeeper, your brother? Hang on, it's go. It's not let us read it very well. Your brother is worried and sent me to find you, which is literally what the quest is. So that's a super nice, honest option about why we're here and what we're doing. So if you look at our Instagram page, let's just read what has to happen again. So, excuse me, are you the sister of the innkeeper? So yeah, we've got that across. We've also mentioned brother was worried you haven't returned. So yeah, we've sort of said that. As long as we hit all the points, that's the main thing. We want to like cover what is said. We don't have to do it in word. It is in 100% exactly the same way as it's worded here. But as long as we hit the points. So we have to say that she's the innkeeper, not the brother. And then we have a you're the innkeeper option. So that would be the asshole response, wouldn't it? It's like, oh my god, you the innkeeper. So yeah, let's do that. Checking all my tweets while I'm streaming. Okay, let's get rid of that then. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Enjoy your BRB Elite. Also, guys, I'm streaming tomorrow. I've just remembered because I recently introduced Thursday streams to the stream. Only stream Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday before, but 4 days a week now. Huzzah. Okay, so right, so this is what she's gonna say. We need to add the face. Well, we've got empty face set at the moment, but that's because we haven't got her graphic yet. We're gonna change that, so we'll add the face sets afterwards. But I probably will do some expressions. So for this one, I'll probably have like a sort of laughing or smiling one because she's going to say. She's super confident, this girl. My brother has no reason to be worried. because the brother is like a nervous wreck sort of character. He's like, please find my sister. She's so young and she's gone to the Everbloom Forest on her own. But the sister in reality is like really capable. Remember, there's no reason to be worried. Besides, he works for me. It's my in. And we might have to edit this dialogue if we need to, if there's a bit of wording that's off. But for now, this is first draft. But if there is anything a bit offish with the dialogue, then obviously say if you've got any suggestions. So I'm putting them on 2 separate lines, and the reason for that is because she's gonna have a different expression for each of these. She's gonna have a laughing one and a smirking one there, I think. And then we're probably gonna have another choice. And this is where he says, "You're the innkeeper." And I'm not sure what to say for the good one yet, so I'll just put question mark. What would we lose for being... I suppose that would be lack of compassion as well, wouldn't it? But we will obviously need to think of how to make use of bravery and smarts as well. So sometimes we will want to give answers that are then. We don't want it to always be compassion, but maybe this one is a sort of compassion focused quest. There's nothing wrong with focusing on one specific virtue for a certain quest, and then there'll be other quests in the future that are more bravery specific ones and others that are more smart specific ones. This one's just a compassion one, I guess. What will be the name of the game? Raindrop Chronicles is the name of the game, clan. I don't actually put the name of the game in the stream title because we're limited for space and it's meaningless to people. So I'd rather put something like working on an RPG Maker game because that's more appealing to people. But on the YouTube videos, I think I have it. And we've got our project thing and everything's there about the game, more information and stuff. And also, if you wanna look at previous streams, they're on our YouTube. I've got every single one up since the start. Is there already a villain? Well, we have if you look at our link tray, we have a character sheet section, and you can have a little glance through who we've got. We've got the playable characters up there. We've got antagonists and allies and stuff. But you guys will get the chance to be a character and have your own character sheet once you get enough raindrops in the stream, which is our stream currency. You need 500 raindrops for that. There's a command, ! Character. And you can be whatever you want. I mean, we have 2 antagonists at the moment, but they might not even be the end game villains. They might just be like villains that we have earlier on in the game, and there might be more of a big bad later on at the end. I don't want to put limitations on villains. I don't want to just have one. So we can have a few in this game. We can come across different ones. I'm sure there's going to be many different types of factions, and there'll be different villains in different factions in this journey. I love rain. It's raining here so much, is it? Well, this stream is very rain themed as well. What a coincidence. So you might want to base compassion and the like on a 1,000 scale rather than 100, so that you can maybe use 5 or 10 as the normal impact on a choice makes them, but have small choices only make 1 and 2 impacts. That's a good idea, Battle Sandwich. Otherwise you'll end up having really minor action scale. Yeah, because something like pushing in the lake, I would say that's quite severe. That would deserve a -5 compassion. But then something like you're the innkeeper, that would be a -2 compassion, because it's not as severe, because you're not actually doing an action that's horrible. You're just saying words, you know what I mean? And that is probably less severe. So let's just like put, perhaps, we'll put -5 compassion. And for this one, you're the innkeeper, which it's a bit of an asshole thing to say. Like, we're going to extend on that dialogue, by the way. We're going to, like, say a child like you, or a sprog like you, or something like that. Something very condescending, basically, and very mean. But even if we say something really mean about her being the innkeeper, it's not going to be actually pushing her into the lake in town. So that'll always get even more minus compassion. So is that what you're thinking, Battle Sandwich? Is that the sort of thing? But yeah, I agree. That for sure will prevent any problems. Because to give them both -2, it's the definite, or even -1 and -2, just seems like not enough difference. Let me know if you need any help making important assets like faces or enemies or whatever. Gonna hop on my computer to join Discord. Oh, you're an artist elite. That's cool. Like, guys, I mean, I don't force the community to help out in any way. Like, you guys can, your input can be whatever you want it to be. If you'd rather lurk and not vote or suggest anything or even get involved, that is totally fine. But some people want to do it, and I know Akira, one of our community members, is actually writing a Google Doc of ideas for skills and stuff for the classes that we've got planned. And even though I've said, we'll only focus on the current classes we've got, but he wants to do it anyway. So even when I look at that in the future, it'll be really handy. Even if I don't look at it now, which I probably won't. Like, a lot of those classes we won't even be adding to the game for many months to come. But it's awesome that it'll be there and ready. So yeah, whatever you'd like to do. He's also done like a massive backstory on his character as well. And thanks for joining the Discord. I appreciate that. And like I said, I'm sure when we get further in the game, we'll have to do assets that don't currently exist, because there's going to be plenty of that. And I've already had to do some of that. Like I said, I had to make a barrel character, but I'm not an artist. I'm more of a graphic designer than an artist. I can kind of create basic pixel art. I mean, I did my own emotes and little bit icons, but anything super like character, anything animation involved or very detailed character design is not something that's my speciality at all. That's definitely out of my comfort zone. And thank you so much, for the follow as well. I appreciate that. Like 1 had just been a bit of a jerk in dialogue versus 5 being a real asshole. Late push versus 10 actually physically harming people. Like, yeah, I think the late push definitely wouldn't be -10, sorry, because that -10 would only be something with dire consequences, something that like could have wiped out a whole town sort of thing. Would be -10. But something like -5 is something that just would affect one individual person, like the little girl with the lake push. But -10 would be if you wiped out the whole of Lakefall or something, you know what I mean? And yeah, -1 for dialogue. Do you reckon that this would be better as -1, this particular piece of dialogue then? Because I'm trying to figure out -1 or -2 for dialogue. I guess it depends on the dialogue and how assholey it is. You've got the picture for sure. Yay! Yes, Akira, yes. Okay. Why am I so thirsty? And why is stream going so fast today? I mean, you can always do like huge, oh bloody hell, -25 compassion. That would really climactic about murdering 100 people or whatever. Keep it at 2 for now, just as later it needed. All ratings will be relative. It will be easy to rate them once you make more. Yeah, it's because we're so earlier on. Like, this conversation we're writing up now is our first main quest of the whole game. I mean, we've had an opening cutscene with Carol the Barrel. There was a bit of dialogue in that, but there was no actual hero choices in that dialogue. So this is the first time we're making use of this kind of morality system thing we've got going. And sometimes we'll have to make adjustments as we get further along through episode 1. We'll be like, maybe they've changed that bit and stuff, so we'll have to do that for sure. But I like that we've like heavily discussed that today, because it's something that's been on my mind, how we're going to handle it all, and I feel like we've fleshed that out quite a bit today, which is really nice. And generally we focus on different things every stream. Some streams will be more battle system focused and skill focused. Others will be more visual with mapping, and then some will be like this, where it's more about dialogue and character development. And then we'll have like world building streams where we have polls and vote on stuff. It's going to always be different. So I like to mix it up a bit. I would go for 1 for quips like that. Yeah, I was thinking of adding a bit more. Like I was going to say something like out of being a child and mocking her. But for you're the innkeeper alone, that would be deserving of a -1. But if I do extend the dialogue and say something like a sprog like you, or something like that, like talking about being a child, and that would be so like mean, they would be deserving of a -2. But we'll keep it as -1 if it's just going to be that. But I will probably add a bit more to that dialogue. I just want to think of a good child insult. What would be a good child insult? I'd like sprog was my word, but is that a word that not many people would know? A sprog like you, with a question mark and exclamation mark. Hi Kung, how are you doing? So good to see you. I'll be having a good day. How is it going? All ratings will be relative, yeah. Like real small, but they could add up if you were consistently a jerk. Exactly. And you can get it all back too. Like if you've been a jerk and you're like super low on the compassion side of things, a few good actions could make you become a bit more neutral again. But if you've gone so far down, it would be really hard to get back up. I'm finding this a lot of fun, guys. This is one of my favourite streams so far. Just because I love this stuff. Like if I'm going to play a game, I'm always drawn to those type of games with the whole morality system thing. People could do funnier options sometimes without it getting overly penalised for it. Yeah, so people aren't always going to be, unless someone's a troll, they will probably mix it up a bit and pick different things. They're not always going to be an asshole. But some people will go 100% asshole, because some people are like that. You've done really well in the strategy system today. Thank you, Elite. Appreciate that. Will there be undead characters, zombie skeletons, maybe boss fights? Oh yeah. If you're curious, guys, this is how we handle things like enemies and bosses. What I tend to do is gather a bunch of assets and put them all in a poll and let people vote on what enemies we should have. I'm going to find a tweet to show you as an example for what we did. This was how we voted for the Everbloom Forest enemies. I basically made a graphic with all the enemies on and then let people vote it in a poll. But obviously that poll expired a while back now. We've decided which of those enemies we've had. So that's how we'll handle it in the future too, when we do other dungeons. And we're sticking with the same artist for enemies for consistency, because that particular artist is he's got a lot of enemy assets, and he's even got a Patreon and stuff, and he consistently adds more. So I felt like he was a very good one to go for. Do sprog, expand people's mind. Yeah, I love the word sprog. It's better than child for sure. So but as for I want to expand on that question about undead characters. We actually have a character in the game who is a lady. She's going to own brothels, who turned into skeleton form. So I suppose she's kind of an undead character. But there's going to be undead characters for sure. When we go to creepy dungeons, we'll have undead related enemies then, when the time comes. Just that at the moment, the forest we're in, the Everbloom Forest, is very much your typical forest. So we've got forest themed enemies at this stage. But I really want to do as many different types of dungeons as possible and lots of different environments. That will be super fun. And I think the cave's the next one we're going to do, because we actually have a cave. I'll just go off here. In this particular map here that we've got, we have a cave. So there's obviously, we're going to make use of that, and we're going to make a little dungeon there for sure. So let's just save and get our dialogue box up again. Also, I might suggest wisdom instead of brains. Thinking about it would sound better, I think, in fantasy context alongside bravery and compassion. Yeah, that could help us come up with ideas more as well, because yeah, it's been hard to think of dialogue for wisdom and bravery. Like, all this is compassion, but to be honest, I'm thinking we'll keep quests specialised with certain virtues. Like, this quest in particular is going to be a compassion related one, and there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of bravery and wisdom thrown in the dialogue as well, but I think it's nice to have one that's highly about one rather than a bit of them all. And then, like I said, there'll be a future quest that's going to be very much a wisdom related one, and one that's a bravery one, and they'll all like specialise for sure, each quest in different ones. So yeah, I've just changed that to wisdom then. So yeah, fantasy themed. But one point I want to mention, guys, is that this game's going to be bonkers. It might seem a bit fantasy themed, but I'm not ruling out us merging into other genres, because we're a community and we're all writing the story together, and things are going to get a bit mixed up. There's going to be a lot of different things going on. So people are all going to have different ideas. And when we were talking about classes the other day, because we had a discussion about the classes in the game, there's so many different types. They're not all fantasy themed. We've got like some, well, one of our characters for a start, Silent and Lost character, is actually a modern day themed character. So there we go. We're going to have a city that's more modern day. So yeah, we're definitely merging the genres with this for sure. But I think that'll be fun. But I still want to make sure it comes across as realistic even. So I want to do a good job of merging these genres when we do it. Had a really full day. Oh no. Well, I hope things are better now, Come on, I hope the rest of your day goes awesome. I'm a bit slow again on chat, so because I ramble, I read each of your comments and I end up going really into detail about what each of you say, so it slows me down a bit. Side notes on a morality system I'm working on right now. This one is a little more reputation based, because there is a marriage system in the game too. Reps are charm, smarts, devotion, hearth and integrity. High enough in all reps unlocks a hidden ending. If your integrity is too low at the end, you get a hidden loser ending. That's super interesting. And I just want to say that we're going to have a friendship and relationship system in the game too. I'm not sure about a marriage system. I don't know if we'll go that far, but we're definitely going to have a friendship system. And what your compassion, your wisdom and bravery is will all be affected by who you're going to get on with and who you won't get on with. But I mean, we might introduce more of these traits in the future, these virtues that are relevant to the system, but for now we'll just keep it as the basic three that we've said, just for simplicity and for the point we're at in the game. And if we want to expand on it at a later date, we can definitely do that. But I think at this stage, yeah, we'll keep these basic three. And I would love the idea of having multiple endings as well in this game. But because we're doing it episodic and everything's improvised as we go along, like a D&D campaign, we don't really need to think about that yet. But when the time comes, when we get to the final episode, I guess we'll think now what the endings could be. Okay. Never heard of Sprog before. Is it a British word, Sprog? But there's nothing wrong. Like, sometimes you don't need to know what a word means, but with the context of the dialogue, you can like figure out what it means, I guess. Like, for example, if we do here this piece of dialogue where we act shocked that the little girl's the innkeeper. Right. Let's tiny sprog like you. So I think that'd deserve -2 compassion just for the extra asshole comment. So something like that. You're the innkeeper, a tiny sprog like you. I don't know if we're overdoing the exclamation marks here, but I feel like because we're acting shocked, we should have that. You know what a sprog means, a child, because that's what she is, a tiny child. Okay. Also, behind on chat again. I'm going to catch up now. Twitch is misbehaving itself and not scrolling up for me. Yeah, some bits of dialogue just won't include certain traits because it doesn't fit the exactly. It's all about context, and bravery and wisdom just doesn't fit this kind of quest with a little child girl. It's all about compassion, and yeah, the context will always change. Every quest is going to be very different from each other, I'm sure. Yeah, not everything has to have impact. All the stuff that does has less of an impact, yeah. And for sure, not every dialogue interaction in the game is going to have an impact. Some might not even affect your morality at all, especially very small interactions won't. It's more like the bigger quests, more main quests and major side quests that probably will. Okay. Plus, if you have disproportionate quantity of compassion and wisdom, for example, you can just have wisdom modifiers be more impactful towards the overall wisdom score, so that it's equally possible to max it out as its compassion, roughly at least. Yeah. And I'm going to copy and paste some of the stuff you guys say in my notepad file, just so I can read it again in case I forget. So I thought maybe it'd be interesting to make difficult max out on multiple traits throughout the game, like many significant wisdom options and mutually exclusive to some significant bravery options and so on, which fits the whole making quest specialised thing. Would mean you have to kind of focus your character in theory. Yeah, do you think that's a good idea? Give me an example by what you mean by mutually exclusive with say some of the traits. Like give me just so there's a context so I can like get a better impression of what you mean. But I'm just saving everything you're saying like Elite and Battle Sandwich. Literally just copying and pasting all your dialogue today in stream. Done, gotta stop spamming chat. No worries, I found it really useful and it helps me because at the end of the day, I'm just one person, and make a game on your own and coming up with all the ideas yourself you're limited, let's face it, but you need other people to open your eyes sometimes and be like, how about this? And that's why this is a community thing and big reason for that. So we're going to come up with something awesome because of all our merging of ideas. And don't get me wrong, you got to be very careful as well because it can get overwhelming, so you need that balance. But today's been great. Like this kind of discussion is exactly what I like and what I hope to get from this project. Yeah, I'm trying to hold back to Sandwich. We're turning this into RPG Maker theory crafting. Good point. It's hard to come up with all the creative juices on your own. Don't worry, guys. If I felt things were getting too overwhelming, I would say, okay, we'll stop there. Like, that's what I've done in the past. And we had to do that the other day because we were discussing, we had about a list of 20 classes, and that was fine because I need to do that anyway because I have a character form that people can fill in when they're ready to be a character in the game and they want to pick their class they want to be and stuff, so I need that info anyway. But I do make it clear to people that we're only going to focus on the 3 current classes that we have in the game for now, which is either the warrior or the hunter for the custom hero, and vampire for my class because my character, the vampire, will be the second party member to join. And as for all the other 20 plus classes we're going to have, we'll discuss those when the time comes, whenever it is that those playable characters will join the party, because this is probably going to be a game with many playable characters in it over time. So it'll be like a party choice system. You'll choose which ones you want in your party, just like how many other RPGs do things, really. Where can we submit dialogue for the quest? Discord. And that is actually a good question, because I'm actually trying to still think how we're going to handle dialogue submission ideas. We haven't really had a stream yet that's been heavily dialogue focused, so this is the first time really that we're doing this sort of thing. And if you look in the Discord, you can probably see we have channels for Raindrop Chronicles. So what we could do is make a channel that's for dialogue, but it's thinking how to, I suppose, organise that channel really, so we know what people are going on about, because people might just submit dialogue and we're like, well, what would that be for? But it's the organisation thing of how we would submit dialogue. That's how we could think of how to do that. So if anyone's got any ideas, well, yeah, it'd be cool to do that, because some of you might be really good with dialogue. And thank you as well, Clen and Elite, for joining the Discord. Probably will need to go on another BRB just for a couple of minutes again, because all this water, guys. Okay, so is there any, I've updated the dialogue. Is there anything else that we could do with putting in? I mean, one thing we could do, guys, I mean, we might not even have to make a channel for the dialogue. We could just suggest it in stream. That's like now, but I suppose if you can't think now and you might think off stream later, the channel could be useful for that reason, because we're not always going to be live, are we? And it's pressure as well for people to think of something now while I'm live. Okay, let's just, oh guys, I'm behind on chat again. Okay, like situation, goblins taken over mine, have hostages. Solution 1, there's no time to waste, we have to rescue them. Attack bravery 4. And solution 2, if we attack recklessly, then they might harm the hostages. No, we need to take them by surprise somehow. Yeah, so I mean, I like that too, like having, there's nothing wrong with quests at all, giving pluses or minuses to all 3 and making them all. But then there's nothing wrong with having specialised quests either, that just give it to compassion or just to bravery. We can have a mixture of both for sure. It'll either of them work. I'm copying and pasting again your chats, guys. I think you're very insightful people, so I'm stealing all your ideas basically. Because one thing about being a streamer, for anyone who, if you do it, guys, you'll understand, especially creative streaming, when you're doing a project, it can be hard to like take everything in all at once when you've got chat and everything going on. So sometimes it's really helpful to just take the notes, and then when you're in the room on your own focusing, that's the time then to take it all in and gather ideas for your brain. That's a really good idea, I feel like. Yeah, it can definitely, you know what I mean, concentrating can be hard while streaming, so that is why I make the notes. Yeah, maybe when you know what dialogue you need written, you put up a synopsis up in Discord of what kind of thing you need. Oh, what we could do then is, when I've done the first draft of this, I could like take a screenshot or get the dialogue up, and then I could say, if anyone has any suggestions for the second draft, then type away. How would something like that work for a Discord channel? And then people will know exactly what to talk about, because otherwise there'd be no context to the dialogue channel otherwise, if there's no like bit of dialogue written up. It's hard enough to play a game while streaming, let alone trying to create with distractions. Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. I'm 100% challenging myself doing this, but it's fun. I like doing that. Yeah, the specialised quest thing would basically be the exact same example, but on a larger scale, like the goblin situation being a storyline you went down because bravery focus, and maybe you encounter wisdomy route. Yeah, and that's going to happen. There's going to be quests that work with all 3 virtues, and there'll be others that you'll think, actually it's really hard to think of anything bravery for this, and it all depends on what the quest is for sure. And oh yeah, that's a great idea. Just post the raw and edited dialogue and let people embellish. Yeah, I think that's the best thing to do, because also it takes the pressure off me, because I don't have to feel like I have to write the whole thing myself and be amazing and come up with something super witty all the time. I could just like write the basic idea of a first draft, and any awesome witty comments or edits you guys can come up with. I think that would be cool. Too much spam. I'm done with the detailed stuff. Totally agree. Could be good. Yay. Well, I've had fun, guys, and we probably could do with adding a bit more. This isn't quite done yet, but we've definitely got the basic ID here. And I'm gonna just say that this dialogue section with this girl isn't gonna be super long or anything. We'll probably only have the pushing in the lake action, or the good choice, and also this one here. We'll probably just have the two choices, and then another scream will interrupt the dialogue, and then we'll go in the cabin and the story will continue, and there'll probably be more, maybe another choice in there as well. So if you're curious, we do have the story written up on Instagram. We're basically going to treat the Instagram account as a visual adventure. We'll post screenshots of the game as we go, and the little story segments in between the screenshots as well as we did the story. So yeah, the Instagram will be an exclusive for that. Twitter will be more about other types of content, like the character sheets I post on Twitter when someone's a character, when someone's because I always make a character sheet for every community member that's a character. I think we've got 15 so far. We're going to have more and more as we go along. So I'm gonna just go on another quick BRB, guys. I'll be back in a few. Hi guys, I am back. I got myself some snack because I'm hungry. So here I am, I'm back again. Watermelon. It's kind of my thing at the moment. Like a watermelon obsession. Feeding cats, you got cats. I want to see your cats. I want to see them. Need to make a villain character for myself. Yeah, and guys, if you want to be a character, exclamation mark character, 500 raindrops is the requirement, and it's not too bad. It's not too bad to get these days because I'm streaming 4 times a week now. So yeah, and you also get a character that walks across the screen as well. If you're lurking or active or in stream, you get it anyway. Ignore the face I'm pulling, it's the watermelon. So I'm just going to nom on this and then we're going to carry on with the dialogue. We'll get the first draft finished, and what else? What's our other tasks of the day? We got the scream sound effect, but probably need to edit it a bit. Oh yeah. So yeah, the journal. We need to get the quest written up in the journal as well, because the journal's literally empty at the moment. I've not got anything in it. And also, yeah, the quest indicators. I'm going to use probably an arrow symbol maybe to show that where the quest is. I think that's what most games do. And then, oh yeah, the cabin. We're going to do the cabin interior, and that is where the second part of the quest dialogue takes place. So we've got to do the cabin first before we can continue with the dialogue. We'll probably do the cabin tomorrow, I'd say now. I thought we'd do it today, but you know, we've been rambling on and on about how this is all going to work, but it's been totally worth it because we've come up with some really good ideas. I apologise if it looks weird when I eat watermelon. It's the easiest food to eat on stream though, I'll say that. I've got hamster cheeks now. Welcome back, LOL, you're good. Hamster cheeks. I want to see your cats, by the way. I was talking about how I want to see them. Raindrops. So you've got 10 already. It's pretty good because you've only just come. So, only just arrived here. It can definitely be a grind to get the raindrops, but it's totally worth it. You get to be an awesome character, and I can give you a sneak preview of what our character forms look like. So I'm just going to copy and paste that link and put it in my browser. Oh no, I'm opening it in Microsoft Edge browser. Go away. Okay, here we go. It's gonna slow my computer down a bit now because I accidentally opened it in the wrong browser, but let's wait a sec. Need to take a photo. We just adopted them last Friday. That's so cute. We have an adorable pets channel in the Discord, so that's the perfect place to put them. It's great having a pet channel in the Discord because if you're having a bad day, all you have to do is look through there and you see all the cute pets. Yeah, when I click on a link in Streamlabs OBS chat, it opens it in another browser that I don't like, and it really takes forever to load up as well. So yeah, that's what I did. Let's cross it off, and we got it in Chrome, and it's so much better opening in Chrome. So let's have a look. So yeah, this is our FAQ page, and this is the section that talks about the characters. So there's 3 types of characters you can be, and we'll just look at this one because it's the first one. This one is to be a playable character. You saw the form. You can only see a certain amount of it though, can't you? It doesn't let you go onto the other pages, does it? It only lets you see the first page. So you don't get to see it all. If you have seen it all, you've got hacker abilities. Ow. Ow. That watermelon is cold on my teeth. Okay, so, oh, this isn't the right thing. There we go, there we go. I was thinking, why are we on here again? Yeah, so these are the races of the game. So you get a choice of 7 for your race, which you've probably seen because that's the first page. If you want to see more though, let me go into it in detail, and we can see what the whole of the sheet looks like. So it only lets you pick your race and your gender and stuff on the first page, but on the second page, if you're a playable character, that is, if you want to be a playable character, these are all the classes. Oh damn it, I forgot to do something. Oh, good job I did this. That's it. I updated the first part of the classes for the first choice, but not for second choice. So, because we added some more the other day, we added about 7 or 8 more. So we have a lot. We have a lot of choice. You have so much choice of what you could be, but you don't even have to be a playable character. Some people would rather be an antagonist. And if you want to be an antagonist, you have to fill in the major NPC form. And some people just want to be a non-playable character that's just a normal NPC, and that's totally fine too. My goodness, I'm going to have to stop eating watermelon. It's too cold. I have sensitive teeth. Okay, so that's fine. I'll update that now. So yeah, there's loads. You've got absolutely loads to fill in basically. So that's your preview. That they were too shy for photos this time. Oh no, well maybe in the future. Maybe they'll be not as shy next time. So yeah, the first page, section 1.4, is only a very little of what the character form involves. But there we go. If anybody missed that, then you've missed your chance. Or you could just look at the VOD to say. I didn't actually show it all though. I was only showing a little bit. Didn't really go through it in thorough detail. An anonymous kangaroo is in our Google Doc. Who could the anonymous kangaroo be? Okay, so back to RPG Maker. Okay. Let's think about what other first draft dialogue we can get in. Okay. It can get a bit complicated, especially when you've got branches, because it's like, which bit have I done and which bit have I haven't? Oh, it's totally fine. Oh, how old are they? Yeah, how old are they? I hope you're doing good, Kung. I hope your day's better now. Hope you have a super chill Wednesday. Because that's what you deserve. Okay, so we didn't put how much compassion this one would be. But I would say +2. Because this is kind of the theme we're going with here. For dialogue, for just words, it's either +1 or 2. If you do an action, then it's +5. And if you do a really major action, then it's +10. So yeah, that's kind of the thing we're going with. My brother has no reason to worry, beside he works me, it's mine. Okay, so we've still got to do this bit. We've thought of the bad option, which is you're the innkeeper, a tiny sprog like you. But the good one could be something like this, and don't forget, this isn't set in stone, this dialogue. I will be making a dialogue Discord channel, and I will be putting it up, and people will be allowed to suggest edits. As we discussed earlier, that's how we're going to handle the dialogue. Probably the best way to do it, I think we've agreed. Not short, they were rescues. Estimate is 2 to 3 years. Aww. That is very nice that you're taking care of them though. A group of about 16 came from a hoarding situation. We adopted 2 of them. When they went into shelter, they were, oh my goodness, 5.5 and 6 pounds. That's so cute. I can't wait to see them. My sister there's some like cats wandering around my sister's house, and she doesn't think the owner's taking good care of them, and she wants to catnap them. She wants to have them, but the landlord at her place won't let them have them, which is really lame. I think pets should always be allowed in homes. Thank you, Rose. Yeah, it's good to be home and chill a bit. Ah. It's a great age. They're still pretty young, but they're adults. My kitty lived till she was 19 years old, almost 20, very close to 20 years old. She had a very good life. The boy's still skittish, but the girl is warming up to us. They'll love you eventually. You just gotta give them time, but they will. Okay, so something like really just the opposite of an asshole response for this, which would be something like, my apologies. I'm not sure if I'm happy with this dialogue yet, but I want to kind of get across something like this. Like something like saying that, you know, obviously there's no reason to be doing this for your brother, coming down here to get you, because you're clearly a capable child. But we won't call her a child because that's patronising. So that's just a first draft idea. So this would give compassion. I'm still unsure which dialogues to give -1 and the 2 and the 1 to. Maybe +1 for that. I don't know if it's worthy of a +2. I'm still not even sure if that's worthy of a +2 either, but definitely that's worthy of a -2, I'd say. So I think that could be about right. that's old it is. She was an old lady. She had such a good life though. Don't think it's necessarily patronising, though it's hard to discern that kind of context through text, so I don't know. Yeah, know what you mean. And I think, like, yeah, I think this option where he apologises and says you're clearly capable of looking after yourself, he's going to treat her like an adult. Like, he's going to be the opposite of this, which is like, you, a tiny sprung. So I want to kind of get that across, that he's more compassionate and understanding, and he isn't like judging her for being a child and assuming she's incapable of looking after herself. I think when in doubt, do one. Okay, so any more? So she could say something like now. She would probably respond back with something very similar for these two, I'd say. I don't think she's going to react to the negative comment. Maybe she will, though. But all she needs to say is that something like, I'd appreciate it if you turn back and tell my overprotective brother to leave me be, or something like, you don't need to be here. Like, she'd probably say something like that now. And then after that, the scream will happen. This is when the scream will happen from the cabin, and that'll disrupt the rest of the conversation. So obviously he's not going to turn back now because he's heard the scream, and he's going to go in the cabin and see what it was. And then we'll find Rainblood in there in a cage. And as for the pushing lake option, what will probably happen there is once she's pushed in the lake, we'll hear the scream then. So all the lake option does is we skip the dialogue basically. We don't get the conversation. We just push her in the lake, the scream happens, and we go straight into the cabin. That's probably the way to handle that. And then once we're in the cabin, she'll come back, the girl will, but she'll be all wet and really annoyed because you pushed her in the... So you've completely ruined the relationship there between you and that child. She's going to hate you if you go for that. So she'll just have more angry dialogue in the cabin if you went for that option. Oh, my brother had a rescue cat for 6 months, and even if he's great with animals, she never warmed up to him or anyone. Oh, that's so sad. But they still deserve all the love and hugs, even so. Oh, she didn't like humans. Like, make a default face for each character, and then on the same 8-face palette, do a variety of expressions for them, like surprised, ecstatic, disgusted. Yeah, that's my plan, Elite, actually. I've kind of done that for Carol the Barrel character, because she's Carol the Barrel is the only character we've had dialogue from so far, so I've already done it for her, and she's only got 3 faces. She's got a happy face, and she's got a disgusted face, and I forgot what the other face is. But yeah, so definitely having the expressions will be really good, and it comes across more what their emotions are, which can be hard with text, like you say. So having the faces can help show exactly what they mean by what they're saying. Just use an expression, maybe like have her frown if you don't think there's an obvious good response from her to say. Yeah, that's true. Like, she could frown and do ... like period or something, like with an angry face. But for this one, she could, after that, she could say something like, so scream after the late one, but we can add the scream after those two as well, because we got to think there's branches here, so it's whatever one you choose. The scream has to 100% happen, because that's the next part of the event. It has to happen at the end of every single branch, and I think there's only 3 branches, isn't there? The 3 branches are the pushing lake, and then those 2. So yeah, it's going to get pretty complicated if we have some really long conversations and dialogue trees. We'll have like several branches or more sometimes in some conversations, probably. Okay. Just copy and paste that. So, oops, I want the text to go under the compassion bit. So, shall die ... and I'm going to put in brackets angry expression, just so I remember for when I do the face. And for this one, she'll probably say something like, I'd appreciate it if you turn back and... Thank you so much for the follow, CDOS, I appreciate that. Thank you for the sub gift. You're totally welcome, Nafel. Very generous for a sub gift from Boo. And how are you doing? I absolutely adore your bunny emote, CDOS. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? And let me just catch up with chat, because I've realised I've missed a bit. Sometimes I can get very carried away with what I'm doing, but I always try to respond when I come back and look at chat. What program are you using to create the game? Hi Minnie John, welcome. How are you doing? I'm using RPG Maker. RPG Maker MV, actually. I have it in the stream title, guys. So that's just to let people know what it is. But not everyone's heard of RPG Maker MV, but it's really good. It's on Steam. So a quick Google or look on Steam will tell you all about that. I posted an example of the face palette in Discord. Awesome, Elite. Thank you very much. I'll have a little look at that later. Howdy doody, yay, welcome. I'll be doing okay, just finished my Musictober for the day, so that's fun. Saw you channeling my recommended and it looked comfy and fun. Oh, thank you. A few people have found me from recommended, have come in saying that, and it's really nice to see the recommended things working and people are finding me that way. Nice to meet you. But yeah, we're making a game, guys, so anyone new that's hanging out, John, CDOS, or anybody lurking in chat, !project. We have some social medias for the game. We've got an FAQ page, but I am going to be updating the FAQ page soon, just so there's a bit more on there to answer people's questions that they might have. If there's any questions, guys, that you feel I could add to the FAQ page, then let me know, because it'll be really handy for new people, I think. And we also have a character sheets section to show the characters so far that are in the game. What is the window, the text character dialogue? This, Liquid, hi, how are you doing, Liquid? It's good to see you. Yeah, this is the event box. Basically, this is how we write dialogue, and it's just the way that we do everything in the game, basically, to sum everything up. So all this text you see here, it's all the dialogue for the scene we're planning. That's what we're doing today. It's been fun. We've been really rambling on about how our morality system's going to work, because we've got a kind of choice-based system with our dialogue, and it's going to affect your relationships with the NPCs and you as a person as well, and what quests will be available and which ones won't be. So it's going to be super fun. You run pretty much everything in these boxes. Yeah, as Elite says, everything, like, 90% of the time you're in one of these event boxes, aren't you? It's like, if you're not mapping, that is. If you're doing something involved with actually building the game, most of the time you're in here. So all NPCs are objects with events, and you can set up inanimate objects with events too. I guess so, yes. You're right. Do you have a lot of experience with RPG Maker? I wouldn't say I'm a pro, no. I have known about RPG Maker and used it since I was 12. My very first one was RPG Maker 2000, which was that the first one that came out now? So that was my very first one, and I did make a game back then, because it was my dream, 12-year-old's dream, who loves RPGs, to discover this software. But the game was terrible, obviously, because I was very young. But it was fun, it was a blast. And I hope I haven't missed any more chat. I feel paranoid I have. But welcome to the stream, everyone that's new. So good to meet you all. Those sprites wondering about the bottom of the screen are so cute. Thank you. Basically, these sprites, in case you don't know, if you there's an extension on Twitch called Stream Avatars. A lot of streamers actually use Stream Avatars. You might have seen little sprites walking about on a few streamers' streams, but I actually use it to show off the characters in the game. So these sprites you see here are actually characters that are going to be in our game, and they're also people that are in chat. Like, that's my character there, the one with Rose Rainblood above the name, and the other two are characters of people that are currently in the stream as well. So if you are active in the stream and you're also a character in the game, that's how you get one to pop up. And if you're curious how to be a character in the game, because anyone new probably is probably wondering how they can be, you need to get 500 raindrops. That's our stream currency. So just a little bit of grinding involved, but it's totally well worth it. We've got about 15 characters so far in the game, and obviously there'll be other random NPCs as well, but the 15 actual characters are the main ones, and they're the community members that you will totally get to decide what sort of character you want to be, and you all get your own quest line as well. That's pretty cool. They are cute. Yes, yeah, that one's Akira, the one with the horns. And hi Kina, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I love your potato emo. That's so adorable. How are you doing? So many new faces today. Really nice, friendly, lovely peoples as well. Not trolls, which is really nice when new people who are not trolls come in. And I don't get many trolls, to be very honest. I'm quite lucky, but you do get them. It happens. Everyone gets them now and again. Yeah, that little edgy cute demon is me. It is. We've got a variety of characters in our game. I mean, I wanna make sure you guys can find our characters, to be honest, because eventually I'm going to do a website though, because I want it all to be, you know, in one place for people, all this information. I think that'll be really helpful. So, but for now, things are kind of a bit separate. We got just a bunch of Google Docs that explain the project at the moment. I've still got to add your character to this character sheet though, Akira. So I'm just opening this. This is our, these are our characters. So that's my character, and you like, the character sheet is all based on the information you fill in on the form. So we've got loads. We got quite a few, and not all of them are in the game yet though. They'll all be introduced gradually. There's only me so far that's in the game, and the other person in the game is the custom hero that you make. Okay, back to RPG Maker. I just wanted to show you guys that. Discord, yay! And Akira's done the Discord command. If you're new guys and want to join the Discord, that'd be awesome. Yay. Doing great, thanks. You're starting out my day. So amazing to see such a smart girl like you. Thank you, that's so sweet. What a nice human you are, Kina. When I was in grade school in the 90s, I had a D&D RPG maker. I used MS Paint to make some character sprites and monsters and never finished my game, but I had an in where I created a beer goggles incident. If you drank a lot of beer and interacted with an NPC, you saw a young beautiful girl, but when you sober up, she wasn't young or beautiful. That's so cool. A D&D RPG maker. This game is very kind of inspired by D&D because it has a similar approach with the storytelling, as in we improvise it as we go along. We don't know what the ending's going to be, and we don't know any plot points. We just improvise it all as we go along, so that's really fun. But Liquid, I think you should remake that game in RPG Maker because I want to play it. These are really cool. Thank you, Pulse the Sea Guy, for the follow. I appreciate that. I'm the same person as Battle Sandwich, just swapped accounts. Oh, you're Battle Sandwich. You pretending to be someone else. You would have tricked me as well. I'd have never known it was you. I would have never have known. Okay, guys. So today it's a dialogue writing stream. If you're curious what we've been doing, we kind of switch things up each stream. Some streams we work on dialogue, some we do mapping, some we do battle system stuff, some we do world building. It's always something different all the time. And we have all the streams on YouTube as well. So from the very beginning of the project, they're all up on YouTube, and I'm trying to keep up on those and upload the VODs on there as we go. So if you want to check that out and drop a few likes on our videos, that'll be awesome. Want people to find us on there. Don't want to be all lost in the YouTube crowd. Yeah, I use one account for the Twitch app and one for Chrome, my phone. Ooh, okay, I've got to remember now. Ego is Battle Sandwich. I've got to remember, because I might forget, you know. But I'll remember. I have an idea I want to make. It's set in a hotel. You should do it, Liquid. I mean, everyone gets overwhelmed and intimidated by the idea of making a game because it's so time consuming. It is. But RPG Maker's a very great software in that it isn't impossible to get something up and running reasonably quickly. So it's worth it. I say do it. Same pulse ego. Okay, guys, I'd really like to finish this dialogue before the end of stream today. But I might do a little bit off stream, just finalise things. I always work on things off stream if I can. I've got another stream tomorrow, and then I have a 3-day weekend break from Twitch, and then I come back on Monday. It's always Monday to Thursday now, my schedule is. But I do bits in the evenings after stream, and sometimes in the mornings before stream, and on the weekends. Because a lot of the time, our streams can just be a rambling session of just us talking about ideas. We don't always get a lot of work done on a stream, to be quite honest. That's to be expected, though. Got to make the game one step at a time, and the more you work on it, the more it's a process, and I mean, that's how it is. And that is another reason why we're releasing it episodically as well, because to say that you guys will potentially have to wait a couple of years or even more for the release of a full game could be quite, it's a long wait. And you guys will want to play something sooner than that. And I just think the episodic format is perfect for this. Because then something's going to come out a lot sooner. And I'm going to make a trailer for every single episode as well. And that'll be cool. And then when episode 1's done, everyone will get excited for episode 2. And we'll be building episode 2 while everybody's playing episode 1. Hi, Pooh. Can I just remind you, whenever I pop onto this one, like Battle Sandwich is my main. Oh, Battle Sandwich is your main. Okay, that's good because I love the name Battle Sandwich, so I'm glad that one's your main. Once you had the map built, it really comes to life in your head. And I remember, if you look at the very first stream on YouTube, stream 1, I mean, it's very basic. With the Everbloom Forest isn't even there. It's crazy to think that I've done all the mapping of this forest compared to what it was like at the start. Yeah, not a lot of hard work done today, but good brainstorming, like the morality system. And those are the best streams. I honestly, when I stream, I don't expect to get loads done. Because it's hard for a start. Chat's there. I want to talk to chat. I'm a very interactive streamer. Community's important to me. I'll never be a streamer that ignores chat. I like to read everything, all of it. And sometimes I'll miss some because that happens. We can't always read everything. Some things do accidentally get missed sometimes, but I always do try and make an effort. And because I'm that kind of streamer, it's obviously that means the productivity has to suffer, but it'll get done. I do it off stream, and some streams actually we can get a bit done in. It's not always a talking stream. It all depends on chat activity as well. Some days we get quieter streams and I'm able to get a bit more done then, but lately it's been very chatty, but I love that. I love chatty streams. And Neffel using the cute waving bat emote. Yay, community. Yep, I'm definitely an interactive community streamer for sure. No denying that. Does RPG Maker have a library of music, and what's the licensing agreement if you use images and sounds from RPG Maker libraries? Well, what I'm doing, I'm not actually 100% knowledgeable about that. I'm sure Elite or some of the others in chat will be able to answer you with a better answer, which I can see already that you are elite. I'm basically using free music though. I found a composer that I adore online that actually does RPG themed music, and I downloaded his work, and he's got hundreds of tracks, and there's a lot of variety there for different dungeons, and so I really like his stuff, and it's all free, it's all Creative Commons, and I'm going to stick to him for consistency, but maybe there'll be the odd time we use another track in the game, like for example Akira's quest line might involve something that Akira's done and composed himself, or you know what I mean, there might, if a community member ever does something like that, then that will get put in the game as well. But just in general, we'll be using a free soundtrack that I like. I listen to it sometimes because it's really nice. I've thought about putting it in the background on stream sometimes, but I'm obsessed with the Final Fantasy 14 soundtrack, so that's what we listen to a lot too. Hi everybody, I'm going to be lurking today, full screen game Muffin Man, so how are you doing? So good to see you, and thank you for the lurk. I mean, oh my goodness, stream time is coming to an end, but it's good to see you all, and I hope you can all like take part in a raid with me today, or not all of you, but even if you hang out and come along with the raid, that's cool. You don't have to say anything in the stream, but I want to try and make an effort to say hi, like drop everybody off at another stream from now on, because sometimes I rush off and don't get a chance to do that, but I'd love to make more of an effort to drop us off other communities. And thank you, Levi, for the follow. I appreciate that. When you buy the game, you get license for all the assets in it too. Just be wary of new assets you download. Yeah, always check about the sharing and the use. I always do. To be honest, a lot of them just let you use it most of the time, but it's still good to just double check. How you doing, Levi? Welcome. How's it going? Time does fly. It's gone fast, and I do say if I'm going to do a raid, I end a little bit before 6 because I have to rush off at 6 for dinner. So I have to, if I want to raid someone and not rush off straight away, we can stream a little bit earlier usually. Valador, are you from Southwest England? I'm actually from the Midlands. I'm from the middle. So, yeah, that's where I'm from. That's where my accent comes from. Lads, how you doing? You gotta go, take care, Dirty. But hi all new people. It's good to meet you all. And I'll be, we are coming towards end of stream now, but tomorrow I'll be back, Monday to Thursday. So I'm streaming, so I'll be back tomorrow. But guys, I want you to all take part in a raid with me. I have enjoyed stream today a bunch. It's been a very chatty stream today, and I appreciate you all for the ideas. We've like literally come up with a lot, and that's always useful. We haven't finished the dialogue, but we're pretty close, because this isn't going to be a super long dialogue conversation. We get in there and we've come up with things, and I'm going to do a few things off stream tonight, and I'll show you tomorrow what I've done. But for raid, guys, copy and paste Rose Raid Blood and use an emote of your choice, and if you don't want to do that, just go in and say hi, that'll be fine too. So I'm just going to have a little look to see who's online, guys. Your accent reminds me from Daphne from Fraser, if you've seen that. I've heard of the show, but I'm not aware of the character. I don't really know the characters, but awesome. I hope you like my accent. A lot of people do, which is really nice. So I wasn't sure if people would take to it, but people have. So that's cool. Okay, guys. So, right. Let's go to Bailey, and he's a really good streamer. I got sub gifted in his stream the other day, and he's playing God of War, which is a game I actually want to play myself, but it looks super violent, but that's good, right? So he's also from the UK as well. So I'm rating all the British streamers lately, I have to say. I promise I haven't got anything against you Americans or the rest of you. Thanks for stream today, Rose. It was good to hang out. You're welcome, Kung. I will see you all tomorrow. Take care, guys. Bye.